the incoming president, who will be at the inauguration, swearing in next Monday, is already making more announcements. He's named Sylvester Stallone, Mel Gibson, and Jon Voight as Hollywood ambassadors. What is that? Trump made a special announcement yesterday. It was announced that Jon Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sly were now his special ambassadors to a great but very troubled place. He always has this. A great but very troubled place, Hollywood, California. He's right. Hollywood is a troubled place. It spent most of last week overcoming a wildfire. How about that? So it is troubled, and you might want to help instead of disparaging and you and fellow Republicans talking about no aid and conditional aid and all kinds of nonsense. All right, well, Voight has been a longtime Trump supporter, of course, back the president-elect's first run for office, 2016. 2019, Trump awarded Voight the National Medal of Arts. Gibson told TMZ he was backing Trump in October 2024 and insulted Vice President Kamala Harris's intelligence. He more recently has been spreading conspiracy theories about the California wildfires on Fox News after his house burned down. Stallone endorsed Trump late in the 2024 campaign and introduced the president-elect at the America First Policy Institute Gala in November, calling Trump, quote, the second George Washington and a real mythical character. Well, I agree with the mythical part. What was the George Washington story? Something about the cherry tree, and did he lie? Did he lie about cutting it down? That part, then if that's him, I agree. There's some similarities. Okay. These are not the only celebrities Trump is talking to. Snoop Dogg, under fire as outraged fans condemn his decision to perform at a Trump inauguration event. Get that money. Crypto Ball will feature Snoop Dogg and a $100,000 per person VIP reception hosted by the Trump Super PAC, MAGA Inc. So, Ben, I don't know what this Hollywood ambassador position entails. Maybe they contacted you. I don't know. Mel Gibson, Sly Stallone, Jon Voight. People are upset with Snoop Dogg for saying he's going to perform at one of the gigs, the inauguration, Carrie Underwood. I mean, it's just a mess. But what are these three going to do? He said they'll be his eyes and ears in Hollywood. Explain.
Yeah, they did not reach out to me. It would have been a hard pass had they done so. They've always attracted on the right in recent years in this town, and especially under Trump era, just the most strange and beyond their prime celebrities. They've slightly improved, but still, there's not a hot young one in the bunch. It is all Mel Gibson, who was canceled for being a horrible bigot. There is Jon Voight, who has been, marginalized for so long. Even his own daughter, Angelina Jolie, won't talk to him. And Sylvester Stallone, if that's your best messenger, I think he did summarize his support for Trump best when he said these inspiring words: "I just want to make clear that at the end of the day, I did not the mega the way to the moon, baby."
Oh my goodness.
So I feel like he really, really made his point beautiful there and almost convinced me to support the cause. Yeah. Snoop Dogg is a disappointing one for sure. Yes. I feel genuinely disconcerted that to some degree support of this administration is being normalized. I'm of two minds a little bit because, look, the country has now voted this man in twice, and I think we want success for whatever president is in until they start doing things that egregiously are going against what our values are. There's some hope that the man that's always wanted to be liked, maybe if he's now liked a little bit more, he's less angry and does things to help us generally rather than to divide and conquer at all times, like is typically his MO. But I certainly am not holding my breath. If you look at the way he's reacted in the LA fires, just calling names and casting aspersions right out the gate, it does not seem like a changed man. So we're just a couple of days away from seeing how it all begins. I'm willing to hold my breath and hope for the best for a week or so, and hopefully I get pleasantly surprised. If not, we will have to fight whatever we have to fight. I just think we're at a place where there's no purpose anymore to fight the man's personality, because we know the personality. It's not a shock. It's not a shocker anymore.
We don't have to fight his personality. I like that.
Ridiculous. Yeah, we don't need to fight the personality. We get it. This is who the man is. We can fight the things that are very important and necessary to fight. And just let it be just the fact of life now in America that we apparently, on the whole, on the majority, want a real dick as president.
And his oligarch friends, don't forget they've moved in as well. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's great perspective.
Thank you. And to the point of oligarchy too, when will the political doublespeak ever end? The answer is never, but in Biden's farewell speech, he tries to have it both ways. He literally says at one point, my goal was to protect democracy. Our democracy is strong. I'm not kidding around. And then 3 minutes later in the same speech, our democracy is a grave threat. We're basically an oligarchy now. Well, you just said democracy was good. So you wanted that soundbite? You can't do both. You can't say democracy is great except for the fact that we're now an oligarchy and I completely failed at protecting our democracy. Listen, I'm confused, folks. Seems that way.
Well, he left the TikTok ban implementation up to the incoming president. He did, and that was announced today. So, well,
I need TikTok now. I need to dance out my frustration, okay?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. On repeat.